Liz, what were you saying about your attempt to commit terrorism and like assassinate one of our main political figures? What were you talking about?
No, that's it, because I want to be in that one RPG game where I get to play a Reagan assassin. Unfortunately, he's already dead. I mean, like, fortunately, but unfortunately, you know what I mean?
Unfortunately,
I would use the government's time machines to go back in time and kill Reagan.
Wait, there are time machines? How do you know this?
I know things.
Yeah. Okay. On that note,
then Reagan is in trouble.
Welcome to the first session of part 2 of Dan's Tomb of Annihilation, where we will get back on track for destroying whatever the death curse is, which your players probably have limited information on. Quick recap, you basically just sailed the rest of the way. You docked at Castigliar, it's a hard word to say, and you made a deal with the prince who charted this course to work with him to try to find the city of Old Mezro, which is a city that has disappeared off of the face of Faerun. But it is somewhere south of Port Castigliar, and you are part of one of 3 search parties. Mezrim has joined a different search party. He had a last moment change of heart, and has decided to stick with the captain instead of the first mate. It was abrupt and very sudden, and so you may run into Mezrim at some point, but for now he is departing.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal!
Exactly. Which leaves you in the search party of the first mate, person's name is Jolinar. That's right. The search party is about 15 people, with you guys included. They sort of split up as evenly as they could, the crew that they had. And the goal is to search for that old city of Old Mezro. They don't know where it is exactly. They have some old charts. In fact, I'll move us to the player's map of Chult, which is the terrestrial body that you are on at the moment. It is a peninsula that is... I mean, it's south of most of the commonly known lands of Faerun. It's definitely far south of Waterdeep, which is why it took a while to get here. And your ship, the Hansen, is docked right there at that Kitcher's Inlet on the eastern seaboard. And you can see on the map there's Old Mezro, which is... It should have been... If it's still there, it should be somewhere near the River Olong. Right about there. Kind of where the River Delta is.
Oh.
Okay.
Got it.
Yep. That little token there, that red one, is your party token, so that you can kind of roughly mark where you are. It'll become important as we get more into the actual hex crawl portion of this campaign, which the players have experienced on the other side, on the west side of Chult. So this is an area that none of us have any meta knowledge on. One thing that you were made aware is that over at this Skull and Crossbones over here, there is a presence of undead in that portion of the jungle that's at least known about, along with many other dangers that you have no idea about. So it's safe to say that you have no idea if you're safe. But welcome to Chult. That is just par for the course.
I would say Elvira feels very honored to have been given this chance by the Order of the Aster, as a faithful and hardworking paladin of Lathander. But the continent of Chult is getting off on her wrong foot. Not making a very good first impression with all of its undead and just now are the people oh, don't go to that part, or it's hey, if you wind up there, just watch out for it. Are they kind of a little more laissez-faire? How do the people feel about it?
For a little bit of perspective and context on this place, especially since Jared hasn't been in the Chult portion of the campaign yet, I'm going to read to you a little bit out of what is called the Jungles of Chult Fact Book, which I found on that DungeonMastersGuild.com. Awesome place.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
unlike... Oh, okay, so the climate of Chult is directly influenced by the god Ubtao. Temperatures don't vary greatly between seasons. They're split between jungle, savanna, and mountainous regions. Usually in the summer, jungle, which is where you're going to be spending a lot of time, is 90 to 100 degrees in summer and 80 to 90 degrees during the winter. Summer is the rainy season. Even with the additional precipitation, the average temperatures are still higher in the winter months than anywhere else. The jungles and mountains have an extraordinary amount of rainfall. It likely will rain every day. The length of rain varies from downpours lasting 30 minutes, dumping up to 15 inches of rain. Okay, so the humidity is overwhelming as the water-soaked ground heats up and the moisture is trapped under the tree canopy.
Oh.
So, that's just a little bit. It's extremely hostile to any form of life that isn't native to this portion of Faerun. So dinosaurs thrive here, lizard creatures, insects are absolutely insane, which is why people end up getting the actual insect repellent, because they carry diseases that can really seriously hamper your ability to continue through Chult.
Some of those, by the way. But like culturally, how are the people viewing? Like, sorry, go ahead. I think you were reading about that.
One last
Viewing
thing
the
is,
undead.
it is also super duper hot, so you have to drink at least 2 gallons of water every day, and the water coming through in the form of rain isn't enough. You have to drink actual clean water that out of like a flask or something, so it's very hostile to you in conditions. As for the undead and what people know about it, the jungles of Chult are very commonly what's the word? There's the undead reside in Chult everywhere, and so it's quite expected that as you're traveling through these thick jungle, you're going to encounter undead creatures. Some places more than others. There's definitely areas that are very, very full of undead. Then there are the few areas where they just have no footprint at all, no presence there. On your map, I'm going to grant you some additional information that you didn't get in part 1 of this campaign, because now you have the charts from the prince. And I will still reveal the map as you get further along. But one detail that you have through his research is anything that is that has that transparent yellow over it is an area that is commonly known to host undead presence. And then if it becomes a darker yellow, sort of an orange, that means that there's a very heavy undead presence there. So whenever you enter those areas, you're going to need to be extremely careful, because the undead are relentless, and they are quite used to the conditions here, so their ability to fight you is going to be a little bit better than your ability to defend yourself, especially if you're a paladin clad in plate armor. I don't know if you really have plate armor, but anything metal is going to cause you a significant...
I think I probably do.
Yeah, so...
You can overheat.
While you wear the armor, you require twice as much water during the day. So you're going to need up to 4 gallons of water.
Okay, so that's probably a bit ridiculous. How much action economy would it take to, like, if we're approaching or, like, come into contact with them to, like, throw my armor on?
So the official rules have an answer for that. Let me see here.
For heavy armor, it's like 10 minutes.
Let me see what I have. Hold on.
Yeah, and
I don't think it's heavy armor.
Yeah, it would.
Plate. If you got plate.
I don't. 1 second. Hold on.
Come on, Liz. What are you wearing? Gosh.
sound like Napoleon Dynamite.
Moo-moos. I'm wearing Kevlar moo-moos everywhere.
Where is donning and doffing? I know donning and doffing is part of the rules.
Inventory.
On my sheet here.
I have a shield. Splint heavy armor. Yeah, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind is it? It's heavy?
Yeah, let me try taking it off and see how much it ruins my...
So I can tell you that.
It's gonna ruin you.
So
it is. Because I can't, like, okay, so when I have it on, I can't stealth either.
Right. Mm-hmm. So...
Like, I get disadvantage to all of that. So, like...
10 minutes to don your armor, 5 minutes to doff your armor, to take it off, so...
So I would spend a good amount of combat getting my armor on.
You would spend all of combat getting your armor on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 600 rounds.
So I'll have to think about how I want to do that. Luckily, we're not in combat yet, and I finally had the foresight to ask questions.
No problem. You haven't really left Castigliar yet, so if you wanted to swing by that general store and like spend some of your hard-earned cash on some lighter armor, you could do that, and then just sort of like that's your adventuring armor. But if you know you're going to charge into a fortress, you put on your heavy. You do something like that.
Right.
So it's
I probably should do that. But I actually, real Liz must get water first too before.
Right.
Valmira can get.
I bring this all up before you leave Castigliar because this is where I'm gonna like become much more serious about the rules of survival here, because Chult is supposed to be pretty much so hostile that nobody wants to come here, and anyone that lives here lives in Port Yonzaru, and anyone who lives in Port Yonzaru I mean, unless they're the merchant princes, they probably don't really want to be there too badly because it's just this place kind of sucks. It's hot, and it's hot all the time. So that's really helpful context. The other thing is there's diseases that you can pick up by drinking unclean water, by eating food that's not safe or uncooked, or both. And then you also have the diseases that are carried by the insects. So having that insect repellent is almost crucial for when you're in portions that are swampy, for instance, because there's going to be a great presence of insects. Now, I was kind of light on this before, but I think we're ready to like dive into that now and make it a little bit more challenging. This is part of what's going to make like Tomb of Annihilation kind of difficult.
Right.
I think it's just gonna... That's definitely gonna affect the spells that I prepare, so... If I go quiet, it's because I'm going through my spells.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta level up so I can make some spell changes myself.
It's
That's why you become a prepared caster, sucker.
This
I don't
is,
know. Do you have an AC of 19, bro?
Don't need it. That got you.
Exactly.
And you don't. I was listening to the recording of last session, and it became apparent to me that Valmira is extremely strong. So, like, you all have your strengths and weaknesses for sure. I'm gonna have Balin, the fisherman, tag along with you as my little NPC that can just give you a hand once in a while. And then you've got Dex, your dwarven decipod, and then you have the newest addition to the party, Paula, the Pachysaurus. We'll just call it Pachysaurus because I can't remember the name right now. It's a dinosaur. A hard-headed dinosaur. It butts things with its head just like a ram would.
And I have already mixed some incense and purple ink, or some incense and ink to make like a kind of a light purple. And I am painting sorry, what's my goddess's name? Oh.
I remember what it is. It's a Pachycephalosaurus.
Yeah.
I'm a dino nerd.
Notes. Yandala, sorry. Yeah, the symbol of Yandala into on like the front head. Can you see me, by the way? Oh, I know what happened. Hang on.
It's that Roll20 camera thing going on.
Yeah.
Guys, what do you call a blind dinosaur?
Can't see you, Saurus Rex.
Do you think he's Saurus?
Do you think? I forgot about that one. Okay.
Very funny. Good joke, Dad.
That one's straight out of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that one's out of Jurassic Park for sure.
That doesn't make it any less of a dad joke, let's be real.
What do you call a blind dinosaur's dog? Do you think he's Saurus Rex?
Okay, let's jump into it then. You are in Port Castigliar. I'll change you back to that map so you can see. There is a general store there if you want to grab any last minute supplies.
Yes. Ready.
Oh, by the way, Gedlin does not appear to be bothered by the heat or the moisture or really anything like that. It just doesn't seem to bug him at all. Almost like he's not hot.
That's extremely convenient.
Yeah. Because with prestidigitation, which is a cantrip, it lasts an hour, and you can chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material. So, like, I can make my whole shirt icy. Just be like, want cooler shirt.
That is a good use of that spell.
It is. Really
I'm
nice.
not sweating my nuts off. I'm not sweating.
Wait.
my
I
nuts.
wish I could do that in real life.
Wait, you
That'd
asked.
be great.
You. Wait, you jerk. How many times can you do that?
3. So my chest, my pants, and like my
Maybe
head,
helmet.
maybe my hat.
So your arms
Okay.
are hot, and that's it.
And sometimes he
Okay.
like pulls his arms inside his armor.
Instead of being cold, he's like, "Oh, this feels good."
Right.
Okay,
Fast
so-
in reverse.
The hardware goods company, very generic named general store, they offer some of the insect repellent in the form of the incense block that you light and you use that for 5 silver a cube. They have it at a bit of a high price here. But if you wanted to get just the insect repellent that you sort of like you don, it's like a salve. It's less expensive, but if I remember right, it doesn't last as long, according to the Annihilation book.
To get 4 of the incense blocks, because I already have some, but I'll get more. Yeah, so that would bring me to 6 incense blocks. So that would be 20 silver on that one. And then, do they have water skins here? Because I want to get 2 of those.
Yes, 2 copper
The-
pieces per.
Okay, so that's 2 So D&D Beyond, the one on here said it could hold up to 4 pints of liquid. So that's at least 1 gallon of liquid, right?
That's right, 1 gallon.
And then would they have leather armor? So in here, there's something called cast off, like leather and hide armor. But it's like a light armor. Ooh, studded leather? What is this?
Yes, he does have leather armor. Getting a price.
No, but this one's studded leather.
He has non-studded leather for 10 gold pieces. That's an armor class of 11 plus your dex modifier. Weighs 10 pounds.
Damn. Anything cheaper than that?
He has regular clothes, like common clothes, but those aren't going to provide any sort of an armor class, unfortunately.
Right. Because, I mean, as we stand right now, my armor class is already 12, and that's just with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I can't get too much better than I already have.
Dang, I just found out that when we started this whole campaign, I didn't even realize I skipped past the actual canon price for a Triceratops. It's 500. I way undercut.
Yeah, I thought that it was weird that we like got a menagerie for pennies, but like I wasn't gonna look a gift horse in the mouth.
I was still learning the money system in this game. That was part of the problem. I was thinking in terms of Elder Scrolls, which is way different.
I remember I was like, right, how much is dinner? You're like, 5 gold. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was saying at the time. I
A skilled
figured it all out
craftsman, like 2 months worth of income for a meal. That's a lot.
Okay. Anything else you want to pick up while you're here? He does.
No.
He does offer hooded lanterns for 5 gold pieces apiece.
You know what? Let's get one of those, because we always run out of light. So how much do you have torches for, though?
How much are torches?
Yeah.
Let's see. He does not offer any. But he does have oil for the lantern. Okay. Flask of oil. One flask of oil holds 1 pint, and it costs 1 silver piece. And, oh, what was the word? Hang on, there we go. How long does the lamp work? 15-foot radius, and with another 30-foot dim light. It burns on 1 pint for 6 hours. So you get 6 hours of light out of 1 flask of oil. And each oil flask is 1 silver. While you consider that. Anything else that you'd be potentially interested in? If not, I'll have us hit the road because your search party is excited to start looking for Mezro.
You know what? I think I am going to get one of those lanterns and some oil.
Okay.
Probably a good idea to have at least one.
5
Yeah.
gold for a lantern, and then you get 6 hours of light for 1 silver, because that's 1
Hold on,
flask
let me
of
write
oil.
that down. Who else wants to get... Okay, so can we, like, pool our gold together to get this? Because, like, I'll be out of gold if I buy this.
I can cover you then.
I'm getting some incense and some salve. Also, I would like to inquire about getting a bug net.
Bug net.
Ooh, I'm
Yes.
sharing that with you.
Yeah, let's get definitely bug nets. That's what I'm looking at in my spells.
I have
like,
a
against that
2
kind of
human
stuff.
tent. I have a 2 human tent, which I feel like can fit 3 halflings like
Yep.
a freaking mansion. So it's like a wall tent to us. And so like if we can get a net or a couple of nets that we can, put one up on the inside, put one up on the outside type of thing.
I think that would be perfect.
I'm having
We
trouble
won't have to burn incense all the time.
finding it, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say 2 silver for a bug net. It's not super expensive, but it does
Okay,
take
just
a lot of material.
For comparison, the weapon a net is 1 gold piece.
Yeah.
So 2 silver might be a little low.
Well, it's a bug net.
Okay.
It's like
okay.
it's like mosquito netting, so it just wouldn't
Okay.
be that strong. But yeah, I see exactly what you mean. I think there is an official price, but I'm not gonna waste time looking through the book for it. Plus, prices are gonna differ in different areas, so I think that would be a fair price.
I'll get both the bug nets.
Okay, I'm gonna place your characters on the next part of the map. While you are at the store shopping, the first mate stops in and he says, Gedlin and his crew of miscreants. As I have been told that is your name now. I find it very.
I just want to side-eye Gedlin and be like, "That's our name. That's what you chose."
I think I'm gonna call you that. I find it most comical, especially what happened at Caracaladir. Anyway, we are about to embark, and we require your presence.
Well,
Swiftly.
Gedlin's band of miscreants, or whatever you called us, which I love, by the way, is ready to go. I only have a little bit of water. I'm gonna look at Zorn. Like, Zorn, can you like make water? Is that something you can do?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, yep, I can make a shit
And
ton.
Valmira's just gonna say to the universe, to everyone around, to the ether, that she had a friend who was here looking for this undead curse that she was corresponding with, who had this really cool water pitcher that would, like, make fresh water or wine,
Mayonnaise, oil.
She's gonna say a prayer to Lathander, being like, "Lathander, please bless me."
Did you say a device that makes water and wine?
Yup. From nothing.
Is it good wine or is it like kind of wine?
When you're in the middle of Chol, does it matter?
It always matters.
Wine is wine. I don't know.
Disagree.
But, like, Valmir is very much a soldier. Like, I don't care. It gets you a little bit tipsy, and it tastes better than whatever half-ass water you drink out here, so...
Well, Gedlin is a little bit of a bougie guy from a famous vineyard, so I'm right and you're wrong.
Okay. I'm not gonna look you get force in the mouth. I'm looking for wine.
I mean, you're right. The best wine is the wine you have, but it.
But Gedlin's not gonna see it that way. He'll learn. He'll learn.
Balin's just gonna chime in and say, morning. A nice day for fishing, ain't it?
If
And,
you can get the shade, yeah, shoot.
and then he takes out from his belt, he holds up a water skin. He says, "Morning," and kind of looks at you like, "Do you need water?" Like, morning. Morning. And he's like,
Oh no, I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you.
Nice day.
Nice day for fishing.
And
I do want to go, like, fill up my water skins and stuff before we leave.
Balin picked
Like
up
with
a
good
couple
fresh
things
water.
that I'm not going to go into, and then the first mate Jolinar says, "Does this mean you are ready? Shall we embark? We don't have all day."
Pretty good idea. Pretty good idea.
Okay, good. I mean, I'm not. You aren't technically being paid by the company, but you are allowed to tag along, and so there will be certain rules, but I'm sure it will all be fine.
Yeah. Hey. About that whole not being paid thing. You have been super solid this whole trip. We've definitely, we've pitched in to with the threats and whatnot. I just be straight with me. We kind of have a handshake deal with the prince about this expedition. Is he gonna screw us on the treasure? Like, is he gonna cut us out if we find the of the treasure? Is that something that he's done, that he does?
It's just like that for Treasure Island.
Like professional to professional. Like, can you level with me?
I do think he would try to prevent you from getting what you owe, or you are owed. Excuse me.
People try to prevent.
I think in his, I hesitate to say greed, but his desire for prosperity, he may actually reimburse you properly. I will do my best to swing some in your favor.
I've dealt with these POSs before. I mean, he can try and renege all he wants. He's seen the way we fight monsters. What are we going to do to him? Remind him of that. I don't want to be like, we're not going to start off this way, don't worry. But, like, if it comes down to it, you know what I mean?
Well, just
Valmira coming in hot.
You gotta be kidding me.
Well, I mean, you could reason with him.
Right. You don't have to go straight to "we'll kill your family." Like,
Like,
gonna make him reason with us.
starting to wonder things. Before we say something we shouldn't, should we hit the road?
probably a good idea. Probably a good idea.
By the way, the room number for Soundtail is 41143 or 5. I think it's a 5.
I'm on it.
If you're interested, I think.
Oh yeah, I gotta get in there.
Okay.
I'm in
Your
it.
morning starts out with a very light rainstorm as you disembark from Port Castigliar, heading south. And your destination for the day, as I move you to the correct map, it's actually going to put you right in the area where they expect Old Mezro to be, because
Sorry, I slipped.
he's going to have you travel along the river roughly. following this yellow line I just drew. It's going to be actually in the wooded portion because there is a path that heads that direction. And it should put you in the ballpark within a 5-mile radius of Old Mezro. Each of these hexagons is 5 miles. So to get there, it's going to take your entire day's travel. No, you're not going to really have much time to actually search for it during the day.
I'm definitely riding Paula. Paula's
I
large,
want to have
quite
some
large.
of our equipment on Paula too. So like
Yes.
the crossbow, the lanterns, some packs of water, like my 2 water skins, you know.
Yeah, I'm keeping a lot of my supplies in her saddlebags.
Yeah, that would be wise.
And my armor.
Pretty shortly before, I would say, kind of noon-ish, you guys, we'll say it's 10:30 in the morning. You've gotten a good hour and a half of travel in at least. It took some time at the general store before you walk into a clearing. The rain clears up. Got the nice sun on your faces as you are walking through this now very humid forest. And you hear a bit of a scuffle on the other side of the clearing.
There's a good time. Let's go see. And I dive underneath the tree so I can like can't be seen, but I can like peer into the clearing.
Yes,
Gotta be kidding me.
anything you can see here on the map, you can actually see. Oh, I don't have Liz on Roll20 though.
Really?
It's not showing.
Are
you for
those
some
in?
reason. You're in?
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There
My
it is.
computer went to sleep for a second. Sorry. There we go. Okay.
That's fine.
Whoa!
All right,
Who
you
are
see.
these?
Look
People.
who it is!
You see some animals, some wolves attacking a glorious-looking stag, and who might it be but a man and a reptilian humanoid are valiantly trying to fend off the wolves from this stag as it rears up on its hind legs. This stag is abnormally large for one of the deer animals, and it's actually putting up a pretty decent fight against its quarry, this small pack of wolves. And somewhat closer to you, a little warren of Almirage rabbits with their little unicorn horns on their heads are startled and run past you deeper into the woods.
Did not bring my crossbow with me. It's still back on Paula.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Would you say that I am in like line of? Is that tree still blocking my line of sight?
No, not really. You should be able to see just fine.
Okay. If I can get within line of sight and I see this glorious stag being attacked by wolves, I would like to think, as follower of the goddess of nature, I would step in and help defend this clearly special creature.
I'm on your page, so I'm gonna look behind and go, Gavin, get the crossbow. And I got my quiver on my back. And get ready.
Ketlin has already abandoned Paula. He's come out here. You can make an animal handling check to like give her the whistle.
Yeah, let's do that.
Does Zorn want to move up at all?
She's a bad bitch. She won't. She'll on some wolves.
Unfortunately, my animal handling is -1.
Oh, I'll call her then.
Okay, because I only got a 7, so if you can do better, please do.
I'm gonna give her the whistle. I got a 14.
Roll of the night. Yeah, she comes.
Sweet.
With a bit of a low herbivore roar, moan growl coming out of her mouth.
Yeah, cow.
I'm gonna give her like
Pretty
I'm gonna
much.
give her like a lower knee pet because that's about as high as I can get. Give her like a lower knee scritch.
All right, so I want to get the crossbow off of her while he's scratching her and keeping her happy.
Well, I also want to go to pew pew.
And set
Go
up
ahead and
a
do
shot.
your pew pew there,
With-
Devlin.
Wait, you're shooting it or am I shooting it?
Well, there's multiple things. We can all be shooting it at the same time.
Okay, I forgot. I didn't know if you had a bow or not.
I have Eldritch Blast, baby.
Oh, that's right. Okay, go for it.
First one
Well,
is
I
a
get this
22
set
to
up.
hit.
And you are attacking a wolf?
Yes, the one by the weird dinosaur person.
Okay. And... Alright, what was the... You said 22?
22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Min damage of 4. I would like to make another attack. 19 to hit.
Okay.
10 points of force damage.
Alright, that one goes down with a whimper and a howl.
And I will
Last of its
bonus
breath.
action summon my... Or no, I can't summon my sword for a bonus action. That's an action. Never mind. I glare menacingly at the wolves.
I angrily stare at it, scared. Okay.
I think
Alright.
one of the characters I listened to in Critical Role tried to do that. It was a two-egg dragon, so it didn't work, but
5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
it's like
30.
a bard thing.
Alright, we'll have one of the wolves break off and run towards you, but other than that, it can be another one of the players' turns. Whoever wants
I'm gonna
to
go next with the crossbow.
Okay.
I'm gonna aim for this one right here, coming closest to us.
Oh, I just realized he'd be 10 feet closer.
Whoops. Even more reason to go for him. Okay, so
You're fast.
does a 9 hit?
Nope.
All right, I get another attack then.
It's okay, it's okay. You're still learning the weapon.
Even worse.
I gotta stop you for a second. Sorry. Remember, you only have 5 bolts with this crossbow. And they're special bolts, so when you run out of them, they're like gone.
Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't use these.
Yeah,
We'll have to go back
Okay,
to the
well
shop.
I'll get those back after.
yeah. Well, I'll just hand wave those shots. I totally forgot
Thank you.
about that. I don't want you to waste your special ammunition. You could totally make other bolts to go in here that are normal, but for now, like, you don't have anything
Nope.
like that.
It's fine. I'll do that when we come across the time to do it, but I'll just run up and try and smack it with my battle axe.
Okay. You want to
Yeah,
move
Val, we
30
can
feet
probably get
closer?
those made at the blacksmith in town.
Yeah. Does 12 hit?
It does.
And that'll be a 7, and then I'll come back with a points of slashing damage, and then my next attack. Hoo-hoo!
You might not be close enough, Valmira. I think you got 15 feet between you and the animal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I would need to run up. Do I have a bonus action? Okay. If not, okay, then my action will be getting on up there to them. So yeah, so I started out at the tree, and then I'll run up to here, and that'll be my action. Because I have to fight them. I have to be in the fray, so I'm gonna make my way that way anyways.
If you'd like,
I'm gonna turn behind me and yell back, "Give me cover!" as I run in valiantly.
I'll what? Tell me it's not correct that 1 arrow is 1 pound and 1 gold point. Or gold piece. That can't be right.
No, I think it's like...
Is it 20 arrows?
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
it was like you buy them by like the quiver or something.
Yeah,
Right.
and it's like
that.
20 arrows.
You buy them by like the 20, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to deduct 1 gold piece to have ammunition for your crossbow, I'm okay with that because I guess maybe I didn't make it perfectly clear that the bolt that doesn't come with standard bolt.
Arrows.
Yeah.
A bundle of 20 arrows weighs 0.05 pounds.
Okay. Weird. Yeah, D&D Beyond is kind of failing me here on this one.
I shall do that. And I'll do it my next round. I'll still just run up. I'm used to it anyway, so like...
Okay.
And like just from like a tactic standpoint, you're gonna do more damage up front. The crossbow is probably more of like a weapon of last resort for when you can't get up to something.
Yeah. Like, my battle axe is probably going to deliver more damage anyways, so...
For sure.
We're gonna have the man shrouded in mystery. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Is going to attack the wolf in front of him. With what appears to be a sword. Excuse me, a dagger. That's what I meant to say. He hits and he does damage. And then the Alpha Pack Leader moves up and makes an attack on him. While I calculate that damage, you guys can choose your next turn.
Okay. I've got one of 2 routes. Which one sounds more fun? I will kind of veer off, kind of going away from the party towards the... I don't know, towards the tree line away from the group. Over here. And then 30 feet away from me in like the bushes and the thicket and whatnot, I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy to create an instantaneous sound that I'm going to make it sound like a very large, whatever I think, a very large, predacious dinosaur would sound like.
Okay. When that happens, multiple Almirage, I'll just use this as an example of an entire warren of the little rabbits, come bursting out in fright from that sound. Just book it all the way across the battlefield. Whoa! I just made it bigger by accident. They get bigger by accident, then go small again, and then run up the pathway, catching the attention of this wolf who chases them. I know it's out of turn, but for the story.
An effect for what I did. I was hoping like a large T-Rex roar would frighten the wolves, but that works too.
More than one way to skin a wolf.
Yeah, I got a beneficial effect. I'm pretty happy about that.
I thought it was a pretty clever move, personally.
Me too. And then one loner bunny behind, just like, hey, wait for me.
Oh.
I wonder if you can eat. I'm just gonna kind of like whisper to Balin, like, man, I wonder if you can eat those things.
Morning. It's like, yeah, I don't know what I even expected talking to Balin.
Yeah, I'm still not entirely convinced he's not like some sort of weird ghost or like apparition. No, not like nothing benign. Like, I like him. I just think he may not be a human, like he looks like. I think he may not be mortal, or he's got some special circumstances. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, he's either a god or he's a figment of our imagination and nobody else actually sees him. Something like that.
He's like a fae that just likes to like cruise around and watch stuff happen. Like, I don't know, but like he's something special. I'm going to line up 2 shots on The Alpha. Can I hit him without hitting Tall, Dark, and Handsome? Or Tall, Pale, and Handsome?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
First one.
Nice.
18 to hit.
That
Second
is a
one.
hit.
23 to hit.
That is also a hit.
Max damage on the first one. 12 points of force. Second to worst. 6 points of force.
Okay.
So 18 points of force total.
And the Alpha goes
Or
down.
no, sorry. Never mind. I rolled the wrong damage.
I was gonna say that was your weapon, wasn't it?
Yeah, 11 points of force
Oh.
and
You still
5 points of force. Yeah.
still kill him.
It's the difference of a D8 plus 4 or a D10 plus 3.
Yeah, no, definitely dead. Definitely dead. The last wolf looks around, whimpers, and then runs off into the trees. And that then gives you victory.
I don't think this character has speak with animals, does it? I can cast.
Okay, I'm gonna record that XP. Right? And the man and the strange kind of, dinosaur man almost is a better way of putting it than lizard man. Actually kind of get closer to the stag, who does not run off. And you see, but you don't hear, the man whisper something in a very low voice, definitely inaudible. The stag lowers its head, raises it back up, and then turns and trots into the forest away from you.
Okay.
The two beings then begin to walk towards you.
Yeah, I'll come meet him in the middle over here with Val.
Yeah, I'll gather up with you.
Hail, travelers!
I'd bring
My name
Paula by the reins.
Is
And,
Artis
and Dex is
Simber,
with me.
and this is my companion Dragonbait. Who might you be?
Call him Dragonbait?
It's not a name I chose.
That
He likes
is
it. See? Don't you,
that's so
Dragonbait?
disrespectful.
And instead of words coming out of Dragonbait's mouth, a scent comes out of his nostrils.
Ooh.
You don't choose a
And
name like
wafts
Dragon
towards
Bait.
you.
That name chooses you.
It's the smell of burnt charcoal. The artist laughs in understanding. he likes it. See, it is a strange form of communication this fellow of mine uses. Don't worry, I'll translate for you.
To Denver, you'd say. I believe I'm here to meet you. Valmira? Something last name.
This is
That
That
sus.
sounds
That's all I'm
strong and powerful. Valmira Ranair, at your service.
Oh,
By order of the Aster.
really? Oh, this is a surprise to be sure. Well, I won't say no to help. I'm currently looking for the whereabouts of Mezro. What might you be doing?
Also the same. It's curious that our paths cross because ultimately I am in Cholt to figure out this mysterious death curse and what ails those that have been so wonderfully given the second chance of life.
Well, I must say I don't feel much compassion for most undead, but there are some that do mean something to me. If I were to ever lose my wife, I would want her back.
And properly, it
different
does
sense.
not have to be an aberration. However, I've heard that this place is teeming with the other sort.
Yes.
Yes.
To be clear, this curse it's affecting anyone who's been blessed with magical healing or life saving. These individuals blessed by deities to return to the land of the living to complete their good works. They are the ones being affected. We're not talking about like lich
None of
or
that
anything
mindless
like that.
scum
What
that
is
wander the jungle.
what is
No,
being
these are-
made? No, what is being made here is a mockery of life.
Troubling. Indeed. Yes, I must confess I know of several individuals that would suffer that fate eventually. This death curse sounds like a scourge that is ravaging all of Faerun, from what I have heard.
Yes, it's very concerning.
And what
To
makes
many
you believe
people.
that the answer would be here in Chult? I do not see how that follows.
Well, I was directed
I'm
here.
told that you were working with other groups that were.
Oh, you must have been misinformed. I'm here in Chult to find the whereabouts of my missing wife. She was one of the guardians of the city of Mezro 1,000 years ago. The city was taken away.
There was somebody else. Okay.
You did like
but
thousands of years ago?
I may have.
Did you just drop that you're 1,000 years old, bro?
Has your wife been missing for 1,000 years already?
This is true.
I feel like that's a deeper conversation than you just implied it was. Just want to throw that out there.
I may
Yeah,
discuss
you said that
my
out there like real
personal life with
nonchalantly.
people as I may. You see, folks seem pleasant enough. What are you going to do with that knowledge?
Well, that's true.
Lose sleep.
Oh, look,
Just lose
we
some
found
sleep.
someone wandering around in the jungle who claims to be 1,000 years old. Probably just a crazy old coot.
Okay.
Or he's a crackhead.
Just so
I don't know,
happens I'm not crazy. Or a coot.
Yeah, I was giving you a benefit
If
of the
you
doubt
had to
because
say it.
Val was sitting here to find you. But
I mean, there are races who live that long. I was just surprised it wasn't. You didn't strike me as one of them.
he doesn't look like an elf to me.
Oh, no, I am no elf. I'll tell you some other time. As for now, where do we stand? Seem friendly enough. Are you interested in helping me find Mezro? I could use the help.
We have rather mercenary reasons to be seeking to be seeking Mezro.
What we're saying is we better find it because we're getting paid a lot of money.
And as this conversation is taking place, you would have the understanding that the rest of the search party is still making their way further south along the road. You took a little brief detour to fight these wolves and would just need to spend a minute or two catching up. Really.
Yeah, let's walk and talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want
Are
to
you-
know what was up with that stag though. Were you guys just
Oh, what's that thing?
helping that stag? I was curious to pet it. Why did it run away?
But Harry
Just
Potter
saying.
decided to come to Chult?
That stag is one of few creatures in this world that deserves all the reverence you can give it. It is a noble creature. That's all he says about that.
Hashtag dear
Okay.
stupid.
Can I make a religion check? To think about if anything about my goddess of nature blessing or creating magical forest guardians that take the shape of animals or anything like that, or nature spirits. I don't know about not arcana magical creatures, but specifically religious.
Yeah, go for it.
That's about all I think I would have. Ooh, but I get a reroll natural ones. I'm the best. 16.
Yeah, I'd say you've definitely heard of creatures that were created as guardians of the forest, and this would be a potential one. It definitely stood out to you as unique. Its pelt was almost a glittering gold on top of its albino pelt. It's definitely something that was interesting to behold, quite beautiful and noble and majestic.
Cool. Super cool.
And it also held
Okay.
its own in that fight, pretty much. I mean, it didn't do a whole lot of fighting, but it was not, like, getting torn to shreds by any means.
Impressive.
Well, Gedlin is very, very excited to have seen what he believes to be a celestial guardian.
Oh, I agree, Devlin. It absolutely was.
Well, so they will follow along with you on your little brief detour path back to the main path, and you see the main body of the search party continuing onward. You're easily able to catch up with them, no problem. Let's. Are you guys okay with a quick 5-minute break, and then I can get into it?
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can do quick. I can
That'd
do
be
type
great.
5.
Thank you very much.
AFib, yeah, it's a defibrillator.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
the word.
I'm cool with letting that one be the exception for that reason.
I actually wanted to ask you about that because you had said the same thing when I used my Cursed Spectre. I would like to read you the ability. It's one of my Hexblade abilities.
Oh, okay.
And then, so you read the whole thing, and then you can tell me what you think.
Okay.
When you slay a humanoid, you can cause its spirit to rise as a specter that gains +3 temporary hit points. Roll initiative for the specter, which has its own turns. It obeys your verbal commands, gains a +3 bonus to its attack rolls, and remains until the end of your next long rest.
Yeah, that's not an undead. I think that's okay. I might have misunderstood before.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to double check.
And I'm glad you did. Because I think I messed up on that one earlier.
I'm gonna have a zombie minion.
We've already got a dinosaur and a robot.
Remind me again, though. It dies when you're done with it, right?
This party accumulates
After a day.
minions.
Yeah. Just so you know here, I'm that player.
I know you are. Not surprised. Immediately, you were like, "Ooh, a crazy, scary spider. Can I be friends?"
Yes, that. Or like, oh, that's a cool creature. I want it now. Exactly. That's a predator. I want one.
Yeah. 'Cause I can't do this in real life.
Right.
Hey, Zach, what's your character's armor class? It's not showing up for some reason.
19. And it is with medium armor, not heavy armor.
And then the only other one... Oh, Elmira and Zorn are missing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, none of them are in there, huh?
Huh.
Hey.
Fix that. Okay, so while I fix that, let me get back into the spiel here. Let's see. Artist Simber speaks up one more time, and he's decided to walk with you for a little while. He wants to sort of convince you to help him with something. He says, I am interested in hiring a party much like yourselves if you are capable. Payment upon delivery, not before. I need someone to seek out... I guess delivery would be the wrong word, but payment upon completion would be what he says. On completion of a task, I need you to seek out a wise sage that knows the location that is critical to finding Mezro. I have spent many years looking for Mezro.
We were on the way to find Mezro right now, and we're already getting paid to do that.
No.
So you better come with a fantastic offer.
I think you misunderstand, miss. The problem is you will not find it unless you get this information.
What do you mean?
I am telling you that the city is hidden. It's impossible to find. Shrouded in mystery. I have spent a lifetime, many lifetimes, searching for it. Good reason. My wife is in the city.
Touche.
Okay.
I need you to seek out an old sage who goes by the name of Wayne Wrath. Excuse me, let me say that again. Wayne Wrath. It's a hard name to say.
Wayne wrong.
Yep. He's a member of a specific Chalton clan. He knows very much about Mezro. Let's see. And what else does he say here? Oh, yes. He abides in a village by the name of Tamalka. Now, I must stay here and continue looking for more information. I have further leads to uncover. I cannot tramps across all of Chult at the same time. Dragon bait will not leave my side. That leaves me you, whoever else I run into. Anybody else I've run into has been quite the unsavory sort. First decent people I've met in a long time.
We
Since
are
a
particularly
dreaded
savory.
incident that happened across Chult, where I had made friends with a group not unlike yourselves, where they came to their untimely demise. I was not there.
Ooh, tell us more about that. That sounds relevant.
Oh, it's another sad story. One where these hot-headed fools got embroiled in a fight that they could not win. And nor could they. Their fate was...
I mean, I guess my real question is, just from the standpoint of terrible things happened to your last group and we're potentially becoming your next group, I just gotta ask, how'd you get away?
All of a sudden a booming voice comes from God in the universe and says it was their fault, not ours. No, I'm just kidding. How did you get away? He says, oh, I wasn't even with the party when it happened. I was off looking into more information on Mezro. I came back to find them dead in the street.
Okay.
Overrun by many pirates and thugs.
Sounds particularly bad.
Indeed, I don't recommend that you visit the place I went to. It's a place with a more vile place of scum and villainy I have not found.
Well, what's the town name? So we know where it is.
Jahaka. I recommend that you avoid Jahaka.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, you guys. Yes, I have to bring this information in, one way or another.
And then I will go to Taka.
Yeah, and if it wasn't clear, which I'm sure it is, that is the old party who did know Artis Simber and Dragonbait, and Petal, the leader of that band of miscreants, decided to start a fight with an entire city and got his butt kicked.
I was for sure not the leader.
I'm so confused what was going on.
Sorry, yeah. That was our last part. We keep engaged.
I'm glad I'm not adventuring with that guy.
It was a nasty ending.
It was unfortunate.
It was unfortunate. Okay, so he's going to chat with you about this and basically stay with you for the rest of the day, giving you the context of where this Tamalka is and the significance of the sage. Now, I don't really have, like, dialogue planned for that. Let's just say that this sage knows something that's really important. It's going to give you directions to the region, and he knows a relatively safe path to get there if you're interested, and he's ready to award you with 250 gold if you actually complete it.
Yes,
We definitely got to accept this.
Right. I can't afford to say no, so.
Mr. Simber, can you give me a moment with my compatriots?
Yes.
Wait, is the prince around to hear all this? The
No,
one
no,
who
no.
had...
No, he's not. He's
Which is
part
what
of a
we
different
need to
group way
talk
off. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So, guys, I see two choices. Sorry, what was that, Val?
One, I don't know what your choices include, but I'm all for saying we found a lead and just not mentioning this money deal at all. Because they're gonna kill us for it.
So I was going to say, here's the thing. I think either one, we slip off into the night, and we say, screw the king, or screw the prince, we're not with him anymore, and we work for this artist guy, hit up the lead, come back, get there before like get there before the prince can, obviously, because we'll know the way, and then worry about how to get any treasure or anything out past him later, or just like take what we can and be like, hey, look what we found, like, and point to the city and then dip out. Or
it's a lot easier to get loot around them when we're the one walking back down the trail with it and they're looking lost, because they are.
right. So there's another option though. We could take this knowledge to the prince and negotiate for an agreed amount. I think I suspect that this prince would hold his word.
Getting some weird audio from Liz's mic right now.
Oh yeah, sorry, Liz.
Daughter house.
Can't hear you.
Now?
You're breaking up.
It's really muffled.
Well, crap.
That was better.
That was audible. We could work with that, whatever he did there.
Okay. I have like all glass in front of my phone. I'm on my phone for right now. I'm worried it's gonna mess up the Craigbot if I switch over to my Surface. So.
Oh. I think it's recording separately, so you could probably use your Surface if you want. I don't think it's gonna mess anything up.
Leave the call in my phone.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll just end the recording and then start it again.
Okay, maybe in a little bit, but I don't know what did the prince offer us in the first place?
Nothing.
We had no set terms. He's like, yeah, you guys can come along. And I was like, okay, that kind of seems like to be determined later. And quite frankly, I was always okay with paying myself out of whatever treasure we find first. It's not like we owe this guy anything. But if we take this information to him, we can say, hey, we've come to an understanding that the city is somehow magically hidden, and there is a person who may know how to find it.
But we're gonna
like we may have a line on that person, but we're gonna need to come to some actual terms on what our benefit is from this, given what we're bringing to the table, and see what he says.
I agree to that. Yeah.
Now the fear there is that he'll say, "Well, tell us or we'll kill you." But like,
take these moves on. We could. They've seen us fight. Like, I have the same argument we did when we were leaving town. He's seen us fight. Like, we're gonna get. So I would rather have an agreed upon. Like, don't come to that. But they're not gonna step on us.
I don't know, man. Killing royalty in the middle of the jungle is usually not a good long-term survival strategy.
Doing what in the middle of the jungle?
Killing royalty. Like, I don't know where this guy's a prince of, but, like, they're gonna miss him. And they're gonna come asking questions eventually.
I mean, if we take out his, you know what I mean? Like, they'll be fine. I'm not worried about getting hurt. They're not gonna step on us.
Okay.
Yeah, I promise you that.
Okay.
But yeah, I say we go back, we tell or we can leave you to fumble around in the jungle and get lost and become cannibals and starve to death.
Well, let's not be that antagonistic.
So, remember, you're dealing with royalty, though. They're dramatic. These people aren't like the rest of us, man.
I can't honestly profess to have that much more royalty.
Would you mind laying it out a little more clearly for me?
So,
I've met them, but, like, you don't, like, listen, you can't, yeah, you gotta stay in control. Don't ever let them think that they're in control. They'll walk all over you.
I was going to say, and mechanically, the argument that I was going to make was either we lit out and we just say, yeah, we're not, or would you even just tell the ex, like, hey, man, we decided we got other shit to do, we're out. And then we go pursue this and get it on our own. Or we approach the king and say, hey, we have come into information that it's magically hidden somehow, and we may know we may be able to find a person who knows the way. We're now bringing something very substantial to the table, so we want like a very serious agreement on our compensation. And if you don't want to compensate us, that's fine. We'll go do our own thing. But like,
No, I agree to that. Yeah.
you know,
So
but that's
those are the options. So do you know which one you want to do then? Or if you want to do something else, that's fine too.
well, I want to get the opinion of the group because both have pluses and minuses.
I like your second, what you said. We have a lead, we need to go check it out, but I would just drop the whole second half at this point. There's no reason to try and strong arm him into extra payment until we can provide said resource, and then we've got leverage to ask for the extra payment. Also, if we happen to come across a better deal, we just don't come back.
Well, here's the thing though. I don't know, like, we have agreed to work for the man now, or well, we agreed to come along. I feel like there was implied we were helping. And so like it feels wrong to like not formally break that, like not formally dissolve that agreement before we go and seek the thing they're seeking on our own, or I should say for this other person for pay. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that, but I do think that they deserve to know we are no longer working on their behest.
Okay, I mean, if you feel strongly about it, I feel like we kind of came here of our own accord anyway. Like, it's all, like, gearing
Fair.
towards the same goal, so...
Yeah, okay. I mean, I might just tell, I'll just pop over and tell the XO guy, like, hey, you know, we're gonna go look into some other stuff. Maybe we'll meet you up later, but like, you know, good luck with your thing. If we see anything, we may come and if we see anything, we may come and talk to you.
Sounds like that's what I should roll with.
If nobody else has any strong opinions.
Yeah, I think that's what I was suggesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that helps me out. Okay. Okay. Now he says that. Okay. Yeah. Artist is going to give you a little bit of information here. He says that there's kind of like a bit of a maze in order to get to Tamalka, where this village is, where you can meet the sage, and he gives you the distance roughly from here is it's gonna be like 20 miles, so it's gonna take like a day or two. Let's see, 20 divided by 5, that'd be 4, so it's gonna take about a day and a half in order to get there. Not exactly a day and a half travel to get to Tamalka.
Whoa.
So it's going to take you well off course of where you are. But from the sounds of it, it would pay off to make that detour.
Yeah, I mean, if we have someone that can like give us a more guaranteed, because we'll spend a day and a half following our own tracks.
Right, I feel like if it was something that could have been found like by searching on foot, this artist guy would have already found it.
Yeah. Okay.
Seeing as he's apparently 1,000 years old and like from there or something.
I mean, I've got questions about that, but as it stands right now, it's kind of in line with our goals, so there's no point in poking the bear.
Fair.
Okay, I'm going to move us back to the player's map here.
Honestly,
It's just self-serving at this point.
So that's not that.
Alright, so you are at the end of the yellow line that I drew there. And I'm going to go ahead and draw the path that it would take you to get to. So that's kind of the direction you need to go. I know
Okay.
it's like back where you came from, right?
It will take us by that undead site, Val, if you want to, work some steam off. I'm good with that. You're muted, Val.
I could get some training in, but we kind of have to do hop 2 on this. I'm very interested in these gold pieces.
Yeah.
I'm more
Same.
interested in meeting Sage and
Alright.
picking his brain for some wisdom.
I'll point on the way back so I can just play Whack-A-Zombie.
Okay.
That'll work on my driving game.
All right. Sounds good. Play Whack-A-Zombie.
Whack-A-Zombie. Okay. All right. So the unfortunate thing about this path is it takes you into the deep jungle. You are no longer going to be in like this really calm, nice clear weather. In fact, it is starting to rain again, and you are going to be. It's actually evening at this point. Like it's still the same day from when you departed. We're going to say.
Wait, if I put by the water, fill up my water skins with some more water.
You can't.
Don't.
You don't. Go...
Don't. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure? Well, have I already drank them? I don't know. I want to make sure before we get started on this thing.
We'll have enough water every single day. Don't worry about it. I just didn't do a thing because I assumed we were full up when we left this morning.
Well, the more the merrier, because I have like a lot of armor. I'm still gonna fill them up. I have 2. They're empty, so
I mean,
like.
you can if you want, but you're. I just feel like you'll be risking this area is known for diseases.
Right, like,
I specifically
you can create magical water, right? Like you can magically create water, correct?
like a shit ton.
He must have create water spell.
Yeah. So let me read the spell to you, and you can decide what you think about this.
I'll try.
As an action, I can instantaneously create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water.
Good.
Enough to sustain 15 humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours.
All right then.
Water is clean and
so like
doesn't
30 halflings.
Yeah.
That's insane. What spell is that?
It's 3rd level, create food and water.
My goodness.
The one
Paladins
downside...
are underestimated, clerics are just underestimated.
They have a lot of utility spells that a lot of people don't use. The one downside, the drawback to the spell is the food is bland.
That's what prestidigitation is for, my guy. We can fix that.
Have prestidigitation.
Okay, well, in that case, I am
And it's a
cool
3rd level
with
spell.
waiving all of the food and water, like, checks and stuff. Wouldn't really be checks, but I'm not going to bring it up because obviously you got that covered, but you're going to, like, if that's the case, you're going to have a 3rd level spell, like, just permanently marked out. For the rest of the
Yeah,
campaign.
That's kind of what I'm doing. I'll let you know if I don't cast it. Okay. I assume we'll get into dire situations where function over utility will be more important.
Yeah, just whenever you tell me that you're not using it, then I will make you starve, and it'll be okay.
Well,
we all have rations. We all have rations. Like it'll be okay. Like we can go a day. Yeah, I do the same thing with good berries at Druid. Except it's the 1st level, but just permanently keep one marked off.
Dan, do you agree on to that? Like, you still want to do that if I have my heavy armor back on?
If you have your heavy armor on, you're going to need to go through twice as much water, but he clearly can make enough for you.
And I have 4 water skins to myself. So.
I just didn't know if that changed your mind on anything, so I'm going to put sure, though.
No, it doesn't. Basically what would happen would be if you didn't get the water, you would receive a point of exhaustion. So.
Okay. And I'll probably take about Like if something happens to the water flow, I'll take it off.
You're still gonna be hot as shit. Yeah, whatever.
It is going to be very hot.
That's true. I'll see how the first fight goes. It just gives me so much more protection.
It really does. Okay, so now we've got that squared away. Any other considerations?
Nah.
I will give up casting cooling on like a head wrap to cast cooling to keep cooling prestidigitation on Val's like shirt or something. Like keep that core temperature down. and Zorn too. We'll all just have cool chests, and we'll all deal with the swamp nuts.
I'd rather have my pants cool, actually.
Okay, that's a solid point. Yeah, you're not wearing armor. So like, aren't you wearing a robe? Can I just make the whole robe? Or like the middle section of the robe?
I mean, it's vestments, so I imagine it's a pantaloons and shirt. Like,
right, just every hour I do that like 3 times.
That's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's the best spell in the game.
It really is. Like,
Yeah.
It is. I've seen more BS pulled with prestidigitation than anything else.
It's literally just how creative can you be? Go.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. Let's. We're gonna get back to the navigation portion of this. Now, you guys don't have a clear path to follow. You know which way you're supposed to go, and you don't have an established navigator. So this is where you choose. Who's going to be in charge of figuring out where you go, and that's going to be either. It's either going to be a nature or a survival, depending on whichever you prefer. So I recommend looking through and deciding who you think is most qualified to do navigation.
So that's a good question. Have you guys ever kind of traveled through like regions like this before?
No, and not me. I think like the lack of a map would stress me out a good bit.
Yeah. I've done a fair amount of traveling, even a decent amount of wilderness traveling, but that was on Faerun. To put a numeric on it, I would just, on an arbitrary scale, I had a 2 level of confidence in my survival. I am quite good at animal handling, so like I could like, for lack of a better, I could team Paula while somebody else navigates, unless you'd rather me navigate.
Well, I mean, I guess what's really important here is, I know we're in a jungle. Does that fall into the canopy of forest?
Yes. Yeah, this is going to be a mega forest in that sense. The trees upwards of 200 feet tall in some spots.
Then I'm comfortable doing it. It sounds like you guys are kind of shy about it. I can do it.
Cool.
Okay.
So you said you want survival rolls?
I can do survival or nature. I'm open to both, and that would be you make a check, and you add your modifier, and that will you tell me what that is. I will decide whether or not you actually manage to go the direction you're going, because the DC is going to change depending on the kind of terrain you're going through.
Okay. Okay, I'll make the check. How? Okay, so I do have a thing, just so you're aware. The reason I asked about forest is I do actually have Natural Explorer, and forest is my favorite terrain.
I figured that's what you were getting at.
So this is going to be, yeah, 25 plus additional 4, so 29. The ability literally says While traveling for an hour or more in your chosen terrain, difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Your group can't become lost except by a magical means, and you remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in other activities. We can move stealthily at normal pace. Oh, I can move stealthily at normal pace. And a lot of foraging stuff.
Okay. Only thing that would normally apply, but is going to have to get scrapped just for the sake of the hex crawl, because it operate. A hex crawl and D&D are not the same thing, but I'm blending them. I'm going to have to maintain the ability to get lost, but you definitely have significant proficiency in staying on track.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. I don't want it, like it's not intended to make you less effective. It's more intended to allow more arbitrary things to happen by accident, which is kind of fun. But you
playability of the game you've designed, totally cool.
Right on. Your first day, you are able to travel. But can you remind me? Did you say you are not hampered by thick vegetation or something like that?
Yeah, it says when traveling for an hour or more, difficult terrain does not slow us down.
Right on.
So, like, I can pick the best path to go as well, kind of thing.
We got a dinosaur. We got a master navigator who also creates food and water. We are crushing it, guys.
Right. Like, honestly,
Right, so I think, like just kind of, like, thematically, you guys kind of, like Zoran played it. I was trying to play it kind of coy, and, like, he's kind of just, like, letting you guys take the lead, and then when it's clear, like, as we're going, you kind of see him start doing things that you're like, wait, what's he doing? And then it's like, oh, he knows what he's doing.
Like, he's so quiet.
I have a -1 to my survival, so I am actively looking for someone to take charge of this. Like, no, we need a leader, so if you can navigate the jump too.
Yeah, it just wouldn't, I don't think the intent was for Zoran to, like, come across as something that, like, you wouldn't have picked to be this good, and then, like, you're like, what's going on?
Well, no, that's why I'm asking you. Like, that's why I asked Zoran, are you good at navigating? Like, we need to start out.
Yeah, I've done it once or twice before. I kind of wander around a lot, and then I do a lot of, like, military shit, and you're like, what is going on?
Right.
Right, okay, so then guess what? You're the navigator, bud.
Yep.
Congratulations.
100%.
I say with, like, second lieutenant confidence, like, no, you're doing this.
Yeah, it's just like, I would have let you take the lead if you guys want it. I just wouldn't have let you get lost, you know? It's cool.
I appreciate that.
okay.
I'm gonna stick to teaming this Pachyosaurus.
So Zoran finds a really
That's
good
your
path
job,
to
and I'm
follow,
the security.
and it's one where the difficult terrain is alleviated because it's basically a wildlife trail. But after after a couple hours, I would say mid-morning, 10 a.m. on this new day of travel, you encounter an area where it opens up so much that the actual wildlife trail path gets impossible to distinguish. I mean, it just splits off in so many different directions that there's no general understanding of which way the animals always go. And it opens up into a clearing. In that clearing, you see just a mess of vines that are sprawled across the forest floor, from one side of the clearing all the way to the other. And there is quite a bit of light coming in because there's an opening in the forest canopy.
Well, I'm out of my element now.
It's still
I'll guide us gently. I'll guide us gently into the clearing. Maybe even get Paula to, like, bend her head down. And I'll crawl out onto, like, the top of her head and have her, like, lift up. Can I do an animal handling check to teach her that trick?
Well, I'm out of my element now.
Okay.
Well, I'm out of my element now.
I appreciate that.
Sure. I've been forgetting to move your token to where you actually are on the map. So there you go.
14?
Takes her a while to get it.
Okay, we'll work on that one. We'll work on that one.
And she doesn't quite understand. Just makes some weird noises. What are you doing to me, Master? I don't understand. Thought you said there was food this way. That's all animals.
Right. I pressed digitation some grass and tasting like sugar. Like
Well, you would probably eat the leaf too.
what?
You would probably, like a horse, be like walking next to you, reach over with her mouth, take some leaves.
Yeah.
A lot of animals.
Anyways, what I would like to make a perception check
Sure.
off the back of Paula to.
Let's see what you get.
It's like the second worst I can roll. 11.
Yeah, this looks like it's a different biome of sorts, like a little microbiome in the middle of this jungle. There seem to be birds resting on some of the vines, just sitting there.
What do you guys
Are-
think? You want to cruise through?
Are we afraid of the tall grass? Is that what's going on?
I don't know. It's different. I didn't want to like take the lead.
Something's different. Well, I can, like, why don't you guys? I can try kind of sneaking ahead and see what it is. I'm pretty stealthy when it comes to this
I
kind
can
of
do,
stuff.
I can do that. I take my armor off. I can sneak ahead and take point on that.
It takes you like 20 minutes to get in and out of your armor.
No, I don't have it on.
Well, then why am I keeping it cold for you?
No, you're keeping my shirt cold for me.
I'm already gone.
You're going into the vines?
I'll go, like slowly, sneakily. Yeah, I'll go check it out, see if I can figure out what's like. There's definitely a weird feel to the area, so it's like, I'll go check it out first and like make
Okay.
sure it's safe.
Doing like investigation or something like that?
Sure. Great at that. Where is it? Why are these not alphabet? You want investigation? 6.
Yep, they sure are vines.
They're vines.
They are not, in fact, a big clearing full of snakes that are not moving. It is just vines.
Well, that part was obvious. I look like. Is there any like sign of like other animals passing through here, like
Very
crisscrossing
difficult to tell.
footprints or anything?
Yeah, really, really hard to tell. It's all. It feels like you lost the trail a little while ago. Now you
Right,
can double
okay.
back if you want to go around this if you wish.
Well, like I'll double back to the guys and just be like, oh, well, I don't like. There doesn't seem to be a reason to like. There doesn't seem to be a reason to be cautious other than Dan changing tone.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, then let's go through. I don't know, man. You know, the terrain changes. There's not like a lot of clear animal like traffic. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I'm looking to see if I've got anything, and I don't see anything too creative that we can do for this.
you could napalm the jungle.
What I was looking for, I don't think I can.
We had a party member that was really good at doing it. He
Yeah.
carried nothing but flasks of oil and some way to light it. And he definitely set a big part of the forest on fire at one point. I think he did it twice. I don't remember for sure.
Yeah, I'll if it looks clear, I'll just start guiding Paula through the clearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you guidance.
I don't know why, it just feels like a good time.
I'll take it. I'll take guidance. I'll never turn down guidance.
No problems as you walk through. You get a little ways in and you hear a very subtle sound behind you. Anyone interested in doing a perception check?
I would love to. Better. 23.
Okay. The vines that you have stepped on, exactly where your feet are, have retracted and slithered back. Only where you've stepped.
Magical vines, guys. Seems less benign all of a sudden.
Maybe not magical, but why where we've stepped? Is there anything on the like? Is it just ground where they've retracted, or is there anything noticeable?
Yeah, no, it's bare ground that was covered by vines. There's nothing growing there. But what you do notice is that all the vines have retracted the same direction. They've gone off to the eastern side of this clearing. And when a vine has retracted, it's retracted like the entire length, which is probably about, I'd say about 150 feet or so of length that the vine just goes back.
Each individual vine. Just
Each of the ones that got stepped on.
So they're not trying to attack us.
well.
That's up to you to assess.
I think I'm gonna steer us back the way we came out of this and just circumvent this whole vine situation. We were doing just fine in the woods.
Zoran, can you navigate us around this?
Yeah, I don't see why I couldn't. I mean, we just literally walk around it.
Right.
Yeah, you really could. It would just lengthen this little portion here. Okay.
That's fine. We're making good time. I agree. Try and step in the same step. You know?
Yeah.
You exit the way you came in without any issue. No harm comes to anybody in the party as a result of that. And as you walk around this large clearing, you see a gigantic tree, larger than the rest of them, that is decorated in large green vines that go all the way up the trunk into the canopy. On the far side of the clearing from you, you get a good view of the majesty of this tree, which is probably a good 300 feet tall and extremely wide base, covered in bush.
So wait, this might be where the vines were retracting to. That's weird.
Does it look like the same vines? Can I make a perception check?
Yeah.
13.
Same vines.
Okay. Interesting. That's not where we're headed, right?
Nope. This is
Goes to the east of the clearing. We'll go around far from it.
Yeah, let's go around this.
It just felt like a warning system or a shambling
Plants
mountain
shouldn't move that
situation.
quick.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I'm gonna have
plants
my
shouldn't
battle
move
axe.
that quick.
I'm gonna have my battle axe in my hands like a wood chopper.
Alright.
Have you ever heard?
Move around.
Have you ever heard of something called assassin vines?
Yeah, don't worry. Like that's what I'm thinking. They're not coming for us, but I'm keeping an eye out for that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, maybe it's in the same family. I don't know.
That's why, I don't want to follow them up into the tree. I just kind of want to avoid it.
Yeah. I think that's fine. Better be cautious.
I'm definitely not turning my back on the tree.
Or it could be some weird triad nonsense. Who knows?
You know, and honestly, they're usually quite touchy about their turf, so it's just better to give space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
respectful. We don't need to be trampling all over their vines.
This little detour, um, it took maybe about 20 minutes, and in that 20 minutes, a big storm has rolled in from the Kitchener Inlet, just east of your location by a few miles. The sun gets darker, and a very, very heavy rain starts to come down, and it is really drenching you and your party. It's making the ground you're stepping in just, it's not even mud anymore, it's just like water with dirt instead of dirt with water. There's
I say we.
flash flooding conditions for sure if you were in an area that was hilly.
Well, this sucks.
Yeah. I
Would it
mean,
be-
how's Paula doing as the only person actually touching the ground?
Paula doesn't seem to mind.
Could we stay to the high ground and just keep trucking on?
Yeah, you can certainly do that. His check for navigating is good enough that it gets you to the end of your day.
Okay,
Right
perfect.
About there on the map, you have roughly half a day left before you actually
Roughly
make it to
half.
your destination.
Okay. Well, I mean, this sucks, but I guess we find try and find the best place to make camp, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be a wet night though.
The rain does slow down a little bit as it gets closer to night.
Does it get better, like, if we get into the trees?
You are
in
definitely
the trees the whole time.
sheltered to a degree, but the water has to go somewhere, so it does come down.
I have a, like I said, I have a 2-person tent. With the soaking wet ground, don't think we're gonna be able to set up a tent. But this is a jungle, man. Like, when we go to town next, we need to look into some sort of hammock tent situation. I would say let's try to get up a tree and see if we can use this tent to, like, make some shelter for us. We got rope, we got tools, we know what we're doing. We're handy people.
Now, I'll do what I can to help. Like I said, my survival's not the best. Usually there's other people to set up the tent. And that's not normally my
Even
job.
fancier than I do.
Yeah, military thing. They didn't tell me to set up tents. I don't set up tents.
Anyone gonna set any sort of watch for the night?
I can take the first one.
Generally, I
We should
roll with
definitely
like
But
three
if
watches
they're
per night.
for us, I'll take the first watch.
Yep, we should definitely take watches.
Yep.
I'll take the last one if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I can do middle. Never mind.
All right. Let's get some perception checks then for the watchman.
Wait, I'm in Chrome.
Anyone lighting any sort of torch, campfire, lantern, anything like that?
I'll light the lantern while I'm on that hooded lantern because it's raining. While I'm on watch.
Can we even light a campfire with how soaked everything's probably is?
There are ways.
I mean,
Well, no. I would say don't worry about a campfire if we're having a watch. I won't light the lantern actually. I'll just have it with me in case it needs to be lit. But yeah, with the amount of rain, and then we're just sleeping, like, I'll just sit out here. I don't think we're needed.
I don't need it.
Okay.
How about for Zorn?
We'll just stay frozen. I can't. I don't think any of it. Well, I can't see in the dark or anything.
Well, luckily, if it's hot all the time, it's probably a hot rain.
Yeah, it's probably
you're right.
at the minimum
probably
70
almost-
degrees.
Refreshing to sit out here.
You're right.
Like a
I just
fire-
don't know about.
A fire would not make it better.
I don't know if the fire would keep the things and jolt away or attract them. So
Nah, don't worry about it.
I could
Okay.
probably 6 to 1, half a dozen the other, to be honest with you.
Probably. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay.
I will get as comfortable as I can on my shield to try and stay dry and go to sleep.
Well, we have a
Alright.
tent.
Yeah, we can, I don't know, build some platforms. Like, we can bust some branches and try to make a little platform, or at least, like, some reinforcements so that we could maybe
Yeah.
set the tent up in the trees. We're gonna get this solved, though. We're doing hammock tent for next time we go to town.
Yeah.
I still try and sleep at my shield.
You never know what kind of worms are on the ground, and that might creep up and like try to go down your throat or something.
Yeah.
That was oddly specific.
It's a jungle. Not for any particular reason. It was oddly specific, but it.
I think don't get bit by tsetse flies while you're sleeping out here.
Oh, I definitely got my fly net. I got my bug net around me as well.
Yeah.
Never take that thing off. Way too posh to get bit by bugs. Did we bring any?
Know that I'm stealing a spot inside the tent when I get done with this.
Did we bring any quinine?
Who brought the lazy boy? Okay.
With a bag of holding, guys.
I've got one of 3 checks.
I'm giving off massive Air Force vibes right now.
I wasn't sure if you're trying to do them.
Oh, okay.
Sequentially.
I kind of do. I'll just take all 3 and then roll with it. Definitely's got a
Okay.
23.
Perception. 17.
Okay. Alright, Velmira sees and hears nothing. During her shift, the rain stops, and a gentle wind comes in instead, which seems to help dry things off just a little bit. While Getlin was on watch, he noticed a little bit of movement in the bushes off to the north, and he heard a rustling in the woods off in that direction. Very subtle. Didn't seem to make much of it. Couldn't see what actually caused that. And then Zorn, while he was on watch, he didn't notice anything interesting. But as the sun rises and he goes to wake up his party, he does notice that there are a couple 3-toed fingerprints that are within a stone's throw of the camp in the mud.
Retoad. Are they large?
Yeah, they're... How would I describe it? Like, probably the size of my hand.
Okay.
Maybe a
Clawed or
Yeah.
Horse
Yeah.
hoof size.
Yes, and I would say clawed as well.
Esque, yeah.
Yeah.
clawed?
Is
Does
Paula
it say-
okay?
Yeah, Paula's fine. She's just munching on some salad.
Okay. Does it seem like there was just one, or is there multiple tracks or anything?
There are 2 tracks that go side by side past the
Okay.
edge of your camp, and they head off into that north side of the area you stayed in.
Okay. Feels like we rolled well enough to survive the night. I will... Back to the group. I will go ahead and try and light a fire just to make the morning pleasant. And then when everybody seems to start stirring, I'll go ahead and cast that spell so like the food will be ready and I can just fill all their water skins right then and there. And I have
Excellent.
Dex help me. So you guys wake up to 45 pounds of food.
Holy cow!
Like, I don't know, my body weight.
I mean, Paula's probably eating some of it when you wake up, but...
Spinach.
it does say 5, like... It does say 5 steeds, so it would make sense to
Yeah.
feed Paula with it, too.
Yeah.
Perfect. 5 steeds or 30 halflings.
I'm too busy
Morning.
eating up right now.
Oh, Galen gives morning. Nice day for fishing, ain't it?
Morning.
Morning.
I hand him a fish. Or
He goes,
a magical
and he holds up a
equivalent of a
basket.
fish.
He holds up a basket and it's got 5 fish in it.
What the hell?
I'm gonna look at Valen and be like, "Oh, you got any bread with that too? Any loaves?"
He reaches around in his sack and he pulls out some hardtack.
Gedlin is definitely spicing up his rations with some of his ridiculous-sized cheese.
There's something in your inventory. Ridiculous sized cheese.
I have 2 4-pound wheels of cheese.
That's just silly.
He got it last session.
I purchased it last session.
One of them is like a Gouda,
sure?
the other one is like a Parmesan.
Don't like pooping in the woods, do you?
Well, really, it was. I was not aware that you could create food and water. So I bought it as like shelf stable, like long-term rations that don't taste awful. Because travel rations, they pretty much universally suck.
I mean, I was just trying to make a joke. I wasn't really questioning. Can I have some?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make some herbal tea as well. I have some of that.
Yeah, that sounds great. Just so you both know that like everything here does like magically like it's no good by tomorrow, so we'll have to do this again. Just like don't try and hoard it. Like don't feel bad about wasting it. It gets wasted, unfortunately.
Okay.
We leave it here, something will leave it.
Well, take what you can carry for the day, I guess.
Right, we'll bring snacks.
According to the directions from Artist Simber, the next portion of your journey is going to take you through a brief little swamp portion, and then after that it should exit into some more jungle forest, and Tamalka should be at the edge of not at the edge of a forest, still in the forest, but you kind of know what I mean. At the end of your journey, in about a half day's walk, you should be there.
Yep, no time like the present. I'm not so great in swamps. The ground is even like really shifty and everything's dead. It's not my greatest place at getting around, but
Well, do your best, man. Do
I
your
would-
best.
Not the happiest to hear that either. But I
I mean I
believe
can still do it. I just leeches, Ew.
that's why we gotta keep moving.
Is that how you keep them away? Just don't stop.
Yep, exactly.
Don't stand still. Let's get a navigation roll then.
Inbound. Yeah, that's pretty strong too.
23.
So 23 base if we're in the forest, 26.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, same story. You're able to chart a course through this forest pretty easily. You've got a good bearing on which way is north, and a very solid handle on which direction to go. So you're able to tramps onward through the rest of this little bit of the forest, and it only takes about 20 minutes before things start getting very, very swampy. And to make matters worse, the rain starts again.
Ugh, this is worse.
I'll.
Definitely tell we're gonna need good hats.
Can I get some perception checks, please?
Yeah. 18.
22.
Okay. Looks like. Oh, that's Zorn's survival check. Did you want to do one as well? You're welcome to. If you
Yeah.
wish.
Just give me a sec.
Okay.
I was dealing with a dog.
Oh yeah, no problem. What? You have a life
Sure.
outside of D&D?
Yeah, it revolves around two spoiled dogs. That one. Wait, I gotta
Whoa.
reroll. I gotta reroll. Halfling. Oh, that's better. 20.
Dang!
Yeah, it was.
No kidding. You went from terrible to great. Okay.
From 5
Well,
to 20.
The three of you, once you get into the swamp, you realize pretty quickly that the ground gets quite soft, quite muddy, and there's basically nowhere to step where it's going to be dry, especially with this rain coming down. The water is draining from the higher ground of the forests into the swamp. So no matter where you go, you're going to be basically walking with saturated shoes. Just disgusting. The water has quite a distinct smell to it. It smells really foul, and the insects don't seem to mind the rain at all. In fact, they are kind of starting to swarm around you. Fresh blood.
I have heard if you rub the
repellent on.
mud, if you rub the mud all over your skin, like they can't like bite you, like it masks your scent. But that's just a thing I've heard.
You're welcome to do that. I'm gonna use insect repellent cream that I purchased in town.
Can I have some?
Yeah, man. Sure.
No, that's cheating. Very nice. I'm gonna give you a little bit more since we got a 20 in the perception checks. But we'll say that covered. Actually, we got a 22. Yeah, we got a 22. That's the higher roll.
Can I retroactively give myself guidance? I always forget I have that.
I don't think it's gonna be necessary, really.
No, I don't think so either.
I will say Petal. Gedlin notices that there's a couple little spots of light up ahead. Flickering light, all of it. Potentially torches in the distance. Definitely deep into the swamp, amongst the trees with the low-hanging vines coming down off of their canopy. By the way, your visibility is significantly reduced. It's kind of
Yeah,
foggy.
I'm gonna mention this to the group. You know, flickering lights in the swamp could be a witch, could be, you know, a camp of some sort. Don't know if we want to go check that out yet, or if we want to try to find a tree.
I, for one, if I'm being completely honest here, I, for one, just kind of always expected the sage to be a witch. Don't know what you... Just from books I've read, you know? Nothing... No particular reason, just sounded right.
I mean, I'm getting witchy vibes, but that's just me.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
I misspelled the name of the town. It's Tamalka, not Talmalka. You're gonna cast...
Talcum powder.
Yeah, talcum powder, that's it. Did you say you're casting Detect Magic?
Yes, so with anything within 30 feet of me.
Well, it is... it must be beyond the bounds of your range with that, or there's nothing magical, because you don't feel anything. You
If
don't
it
sense
lasts
It's a
What's
lot
that?
further away than 20 feet.
if it lasts for up to 10 minutes, can we start like walking in the direction of the lights?
Oh, you could if you wish, yeah.
What do y'all think?
If
I
you
mean,
want to.
check something.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Okay.
I think we had two. We're looking for life out here. Looking for
Right.
sage.
All right.
Maybe they're burning sage. That's what you're seeing.
One moment,
Hopefully.
and I will.
Man, my accent is everywhere today. Zoran Silverventer. There it is. I think I found it. I just have to say my name, and then I can typically get into it.
Your
Say my
accent's way better than mine.
Silverventer.
All
Say
right.
your name.
Ooh, don't tempt me, you temptress.
Here we go.
Siren,
All
get
right,
out of
you
my
guys
head.
should be able to see. Now, it appears as dark, but what I'm doing here is I'm using darkness to simulate the, yeah, I guess it is a little bit darker because you're in a pretty dense swamp at the moment, and there's not a whole lot of light because of the cloud cover, and there's rain.
Oh man.
But you do see the lights in the distance. So this should be pretty accurate.
What? Wait, where are we? I'll find it. Don't worry.
I guess like I can still get there and like stay on the trail.
Okay.
What's that, Liz?
I think I found it.
I
can't
still
see
like
anything.
head toward the lights, but stay on the trail.
Well, the problem is you are in a swamp and there's kind of just water. Not much of a trail.
We've been bushwhacking it for a day and a half. There's no trail, other than the one I create.
There was a bit of a
Okay,
wildlife
I thought we were
trail
on like a
before.
wildlife. I thought we were on like a wildlife path or something.
There was. It kind of dissipated and just sort of
Okay.
disappeared a little while ago. I did.
Well, shut. All right, let's
Yeah.
keep trucking on. Don't stay still. Remember, leeches.
Oh god, keep moving.
I can't.
I'm in
see
front, I
anything.
keep moving.
You can't see anything.
Nope, I got a black screen.
All right, let me fix this then, because
I can
Oh.
see, so I wonder if you need to reload, Zach.
There we
That
go,
was
I can
you were
see.
being sarcastic with that. You were like, "I'm just doing this so it's darkness."
Was it-
It's like, ah, that's funny.
140.
While you
There
do
we
that,
go.
can I look for like a big vine somewhere to cut down, and then we can all hold the vine like kindergartners, so we don't get lost from each other.
That's a surprisingly
God.
good idea.
It's
Well,
not
just
that
like
dark,
I-
right?
We'll tie one end to, what's her name, Paula, that Gedlin's on, and then Balin will hold on, and then I'll hold on, and then and so will Zoran. Do you want me in the front, or do you want to be in the front, Zoran? I mean, we're going toward the light, so like it's not a navigation thing anymore.
I mean, I think I was just in the front, so I'll just continue to be in the front. That's fine.
Okay.
I think the map is just dark for the lighting effect. It's not like dark, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's difficult to portray fog with Roll20. This is kind of the best I can do.
Oh, I see. Oh, all right. No, that's the map somewhere. I just had to find it on the blog.
It is a little bit darker. It's definitely not like full sun, for sure. There's clouds and trees in the way.
Okay. I mean, I can see pretty far. I see several creatures in boats, right? Like, that's something I'd be able to see.
Yeah.
You've got
Um,
that devil sight, right?
All right, how is
Yes.
my detection? Are we in 30 feet of it now?
No.
Oh no, he does have. I forgot he had double sight. Okay, never mind.
I will steer Paula over there. Because I will take on the way over. I will summon my sword just in case.
Okay. All right. Ooh, cool. I like this. I like what you're going for here.
I will go over and I will try to make a I guess yeah, it's like a persuasion check that
You're
like
going
you know we
over
are
here.
yes.
Okay.
If anybody wanted to hop off and not be a part of this, they're welcome to.
No, we'd stick with you. I've
Okay.
lost you on the map, though.
Oh, there we go.
All right. I moved you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
northwest in the cardinal.
Yeah, that's
direction.
weird. I don't see Zach's character.
Does that help?
I'm right in front of the vote.
He's right here.
Okay. I'll just keep me with him, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see his icon at all.
That's weird. I don't know.
I
what
just see
caused that.
Valmira. It's probably just a lighting effect.
Okay. Well, as you get closer, you hear the strange sounds of what you would now recognize as you get closer as lizard folk, though these lizard folk seem to be acting pretty
Whoa.
neutral. In fact, they're almost like the ones that are in front, like doing something with this boat in front of you. They seem to be more juvenile, and they're speaking in their language in a bit of a hushed tone. Some of them sound a little confused. There was a really young one that kind of runs off, scared, into one of the huts. But these juveniles and the adults, they don't seem to be doing anything, freaking out at all. Or just curious.
I'm gonna try to greet them in a couple of different languages. First Common, then Primordial, then Celestial, then Halfling if I don't get a response.
No response.
Okay.
Let's see if anyone else has.
Got Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Halfling.
Nope. Kara.
I don't think I have anything really different than that. Celestial, Common, Goblin, and Halfling. What about Goblin?
Nope. Goblin is not work. No, they look at you inquisitively, and then the child comes back out of the hut with clearly an older, like I'm talking like an elderly lizard folk comes out, and I'm gonna make a quick change. I'm gonna say he's got kind of a bluish tint to his skin. Make it easier to tell who he is. And he comes down to the water's edge, and he speaks in. I'm gonna go with he speaks in common. It's broken common though. And he says, "What you outsiders here?" Something like that. Outsiders. Really accentuates that word. Why?
So we're seeking a sage.
Yeah, we don't mean to trespass. We were hoping to seek out Sage. I forget the name.
Wainwrath.
Wayne. Wayne's World.
Wayne's right.
Party on. Excellent. He says, "Not no sage. What sage?"
Mystic.
You know what?
Holy man.
A holy man or shaman.
He thinks for a moment, and then he, it's kind of like he has a bit of an epiphany, and he casts a spell and produces a flame in his hand. Like this, sage.
Wait.
Kind of.
We said Wayne's Wrath, correct? Like, should
I
you
don't
know...
think they're a human, a tall folk human.
Are they? Do we know that
Yeah,
for
they're
sure?
Chultan. Yeah, they're Chultan
Oh,
human.
I should have used a fire spell sound.
Did you-
That's what it did.
I don't remember that detail from that vampire man I think we met.
Yeah. Dan,
Yeah.
he did Artemis did say he was Cholton human, right?
Indeed.
Okay.
Perhaps not
That was
Cholton,
more-
but definitely human.
I thought it
Oh,
was
I could have
more-
swore you said Cholton.
I mean, I said Cholton. Sorry, I guess there's two senses of the word. There's Cholton as in they live in Cholt, and then there's Cholton as in like they are kind of like that sort of cross between Middle Eastern and African.
It's called
or ethnicity. So
Okay.
I forgot
Okay.
about that.
I must have just missed it. Yes, a taller human, and then like I hop onto Gedlin's shoulders and say, like this.
Let me make an acrobatics check to like keep him upright.
I'll give you guidance.
13. 13.
Yeah, that's probably good enough. Human. Human.
Yes?
I know.
Hold
I
on, let me
know. No human. No.
Okay, this is guys, this is kind of it feels mean to do this to this guy. Can we like I'm sitting on your shoulders, I pat your head, I cast tongues on you.
On me?
Yeah.
Ask him
Oh,
if he knows
okay.
what stone is.
Okay,
Does
does that
now-
grant Draconic?
It's the spell grants the creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understand what it says. So he can communicate to everything.
Perfect. Okay, the shaman, because that's what he is. We'll just say that he figures out what's going on and he somehow and switches to Draconic and he says, "There is no human here. We are but a peaceful tribe of lizard folk, unlike our other brethren, which pillage and plunder and steal and aim to make a life for ourselves here, but we are continually plagued by the Eversisk."
What's an Eversisk?
Eversisk is a massive reptilian creature that lives in the swamp, our homeland. It came here and stole it from us, and every once in a while it comes and steals our young.
Well, I hope that we can avoid this as we look for the town of Tamalka. Does that ring a bell?
Will you help us?
That was a good point saying that.
I
He
mean,
would-
we're gonna be.
You wouldn't know what Velmira said.
Sorry, Liz, you're breaking up pretty bad.
Damn it.
I can kind of hear you, Liz.
I said, can we help you on the way back?
He's. Yes, you
Like-
help way back. He switches back to his common. It's not as good.
And if we run into it on the way to this town, we'll definitely take it out for you.
Yeah, when do you expect this creature to come back and harass your village?
He says it could be back in a matter of days. It's about time for him to feed again. And he comes and he ravages the village and steals as many young or juvenile lizard folk as he can. And that their tribe has gotten quite small and is on the brink of basically extinction if they don't do something soon. And that he is happy to provide as many lizard folk soldiers as he can, but they aren't as well trained as some of the other tribes, so they aren't confident that they could do it on their own.
Do you know where this creature is? Like, could you Could you take us and some troops, some warriors, to go hunt it down?
He gives an emphatic yes.
Guys, Artis has been looking for his wife for like 1,000 years. He can wait an extra day.
This is true.
Like, come on, let's not condemn a village of peaceful, like, folks living in harmony with nature to death. Let's help out. We gotta at least take a look at this beast. I mean, hey, and I'll be honest with you, guy. Like, maybe it's too big for us. Maybe we can't take it, but we'll at least go and try.
Especially if you can take us to this beast.
Right.
Yeah, I do like the idea of helping out this community. They seem peaceful for certain. I mean, yes, I say yes. I don't personally like killing anything, you know that, but it seems like the right thing to do in this case.
Okay.
It sounds like this is some sort of monster or evil creature, less of a person.
Well, any violence is violence.
You say so.
Let's see here.
I just wish we could. I just wish he knew where Waynesworth was.
Tell me that. Waynesworth.
I'm trying to come up with a good name for him. Like I have I have like most of it.
Found it. I'll help you.
I'm just gonna go with this. I think I might be unintentionally stealing one from somewhere else, but you should be able to see his name now.
I still can't see shit.
Oh. Let me fix.
Can you like try and give me a torch? That might give me sight. That
How's
works.
that?
Yep.
And like me, like Zoran's not nearly as bright as I am.
There you go. Yes.
Stands
So
with fist.
he
Got him.
then tells you
Yeah.
his name is Stands with Fist.
You do know what you took that from, right?
No, I can't remember what it's from.
That is the like Native American name for the girl, the love interest in Dances with Wolves.
That's where it was. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna stick with it because I knew it was Dances with Wolves. I just couldn't remember. Should I say Stands? Maybe I should say Stands with Claw. That would be better. Let's do that. Stands with
Jared,
Claw.
that was a deep read, and I am impressed.
I am impressed.
Got it right
too.
away. I have this weird like, if I've seen a movie, I will get details very quick.
Well, yeah, that's cool. I was trying to remember where I got it from. All right, well, Stands with Claw works better. Okay, and he says that he will show you where it is, and that he suggests that you scout out first before you make an attack. And so he wants to just take whoever of you would be in charge. I mean, he's willing to take all of you, but he's basically saying leave Dex and Paula here, and then I would just leave Balin here with them. Just the four of you go, and then you'd like formulate a plan and come back and get some troops, that sort of a thing.
I like this idea.
I'm gonna tell the other lizard folk, like, hey, be nice to Paula.
Well, they're actually quite pleased to see another lizard creature. I mean, it's a dinosaur, but they live in harmony with one another. And Paula is an herbivore, so she's docile, but will stand up for herself if she has to.
Yeah.
And Dex just kind of goes into like a hibernate mode. Balin starts fishing, so everyone's happy.
Okay, so like as we head out, I do have to point out that that spell I cast, the reason like everybody can understand each other, only lasts for an hour. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys can figure out a better way to communicate when that goes, because that's kind of a big spell, actually.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
good to know.
I've had this map so long that I have the old party on the GM layer somewhere.
Oh,
I just noticed that, so I just deleted those tokens, but holy cow.
that's fun.
Well, this language barrier is that's gonna be a barrier.
Yeah. Well, I'll just tell him that like the magic's gonna run out in an hour, and we'll be back to like, you know, his
Broken
common.
comms.
But
He says, good to know, this shouldn't be much of a problem. We do know how... Yeah, he does know how to write in common better than speak, so...
Maybe there's someone else to turn to,
As
but
weird as that
also we
might be.
spend the night and get a long rest here.
We could always kind of tackle the big fight on the next day. You're right.
right.
Yeah.
I'll,
Exactly.
I'll tell him that. Like, hey, we may scout it out and then attack it tomorrow. We can stay in your village.
And it is about noon at the moment, so you've got plenty of
Okay.
hours to formulate something to get there, get back, figure it out, have
Mhm.
a meal here.
And we're gonna take him with us because he knows the swamps.
Right. Maybe Stands with Claw will teach you a couple words in Draconic so that you're able to speak to his people. Just gives you a couple.
With him while we're traveling.
Say again?
Well, I could I guess work with him while we were traveling. Would we need to do a roll for that or?
No. That would just call that role play. Okay,
Cool,
I'm gonna go ahead and prepare the next map for you. Okay. There we go. Whoa. Actually, that is the right size. I think. Hang on a second, guys. So, as I'm setting this up, he says that this creature has been here for a long time, because they've been here for a long time, and they used to live in some form of harmony for a while, but things have gotten worse in the last couple of years, and he's concerned for the welfare of his tribe.
Before the spell ends, Gedlin. He said he's been here a long time, like 1,000 years. Nudge, nudge.
Yeah. How long have you been here? How long do your people's history go back in this area?
He is not sure. He knows it goes back several generations.
Okay.
He doesn't really use units of time.
I'm gonna ask him if he I'm gonna describe Artemis, pale, kind of weird looking dude. Have you seen him around or have any stories about people like that?
Not
Possibly a
No,
vampire.
not one that it doesn't sound like one I'm familiar with, but there have been men who occasionally come through. Usually they stay away from us. They're afraid of us.
Oh, that's sad.
Okay.
Does he know anything about the missing city?
Yeah. We're looking for a missing city. Also, do you know what vampires are, and have you had any experiences with them?
He says he doesn't really know what a city is, and what's a vampire?
Human that drinks blood of other living creatures to survive.
Doesn't need to be a human.
No, but a mortal that has been transformed into an undead that drinks the blood of other mortals to survive.
He says that sounds barbaric, and he doesn't know of anyone who does that.
That excellent, thank you. They're terrifying creatures, and I guess now you have to live with the knowledge that those are real. My apologies.
Well, I guess it's better to know of these evil things than to not know. We are now in the territory of the Ebersisk.
Can you describe this Eversys for me?
Yes. In fact, I can do you one better. I can show you an image of what the Eversys is.
Because I see dinosaurs. Which one's the big thing? They're all big.
Right.
Oh, he says you haven't even seen it. It won't show itself. Describe something very much like this.
Ah!
Wait, is there, are you like Discord or Roll20?
Roll
Roll
20.
Roll 20.
It's a two-headed black dragon.
In fact,
Wait,
it's
Whoa!
not. It's in fact not. Even though it looks very similar.
Bro, you
Two-headed-
pick big fights for such a small village.
It's a
Like-
two-headed green dragon.
I promise it's neither of those.
Wait, so do we actually see this, or did he just draw that?
No.
in the mud?
I dropped
That's so
it in
impressive.
as a visual of what
Yeah,
he
yeah.
describes.
I like to think he drew it in the mud.
Well, maybe I
He
should
just
have just
describes it
explained
really,
to you.
really well.
Maybe I should have just explained it to you instead of dropping it like that.
No. It's okay if that's easier. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I guess let's get exploring. Do you know which of these dinosaurs are going to leave us alone, and which ones are be maybe threatened or want to eat us?
He recommends you stay away from the crocodiles. Those ones are the most dangerous.
That's
Legit.
yep. That's good.
And then he says,
How about this big guy here?
"Oh, he's harmless. Probably won't even notice that we're here. Be careful of the plants. There are plants here that can eat you."
I knew it.
Yeah, any sort of like creature with lots of vines, like vines that like you step on them and they roll up and shoot off up a giant tree type of thing.
Yeah, not exactly like that, but as you walk through, I'll grant it carefully. Now you're being careful here. He reveals that there's one over there, and then he also points out the tri-flower frond that is down by the water. He says that one is particularly dangerous as well. There's the tri-flower frond, and then there is the that one's not an assassinine. That one is a man trap. That one's particularly carnivorous.
Since
Cool.
we know where these things are and can ostensibly attack them from range, do we want to just kill them now and not have to worry about them if we have to make a hasty retreat, or do we want to not disturb things?
He says that they serve a good purpose, and that it's best
Yeah.
to leave the nature undisturbed.
Okay,
That one.
that makes sense to me.
He is a shaman for a
Pacifist
village that's-
route.
Yeah, right. Like he cares about these things.
You keep
Gotcha.
jumping. You keep jumping to violence here, Gedlin. We've known each other a while now. We maybe should talk sidebar someday.
I mean, if you feel it's necessary.
Don't. I just
Listen, man, I got like limited bags of tricks, okay? Like, you know the saying, when your only tool's a hammer, everything looks like a nail? I don't have just a hammer, but it is one of my better tools.
Yes, but can you imagine the divinity of a hammer that does find a other use for itself?
No, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
It's not so much that I can't do violence; it's that I choose not to for a higher purpose.
You
That's
realize violence is basically what I do for a living? Like,
And,
Around find joy and happy food for a living.
which is fine. I'm just saying, you and I are gonna have this conversation more than once during our tenure as friends.
That's
Which is
okay.
fine. I'm happy for it.
As someone who really does violence for a living, I think that's a very good, you know, I wouldn't say fence to sit on because that makes it sound bad, but it's a good line to toe. Road to
I-
hoe. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, good road to hoe.
It's perfectly fine, and I don't mean to road a hoe, but one of these days, it's not going to be your first jump conclusion, and I'm going to be very proud.
Okay. Hey, I didn't attack the lizard people. I try for peace.
That's very true.
I
Very
just don't know if
like,
peace
I mean-
extends to a plant literally called man-trap. That was the one that we were told was dangerous and could kill us, and it's called a man-trap.
And luckily, plants can repropagate themselves normally.
Right, like it's not like I'm like out here just killing people. Plant.
Terrible person.
Yes, but if you met...
It's angry salad is what it really is.
I want to tell you a story about a prostitute that was known as Man Trap, but I don't think we have the time.
Thank God.
Okay.
Yeah, let's keep cruising.
Yeah, he has a couple points that he wants to share with you. He says that one of the things that has deterred their tribe from being able to slay the beast in the past is that when they have arisen to strike back, they are often stricken with these big gushes of hot water that stream out of the earth, and anyone who is near them gets severely burned, and so it's been too dangerous for them to get close.
This is just sounding better and better.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be.
He also says that he gives you a description that comes across as that it is a huge creature, and that it happens to be kind of sneaky for how big it is. Sometimes they
horrifying.
don't know that it's coming because it prefers the water to land.
Yeah, I'm sure things can be hard to see out in the swamp.
Yes. Even for lizard folk, which are used to it.
Wait and look for this thing, and knowing like that it could come up at any minute now, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting on my heavy armor.
So he says he's noticed that it avoids particular vegetation that seems to be somewhat painful for the creature. Yes.
Ooh, tell us more about that.
Yeah, there's a certain type of vegetation that grows that they don't cook with. They like to eat vegetation along with meat, kind of like societies do. But this vegetation has a really acidic flavor, and it's overbearingly strong, and that this creature stays away from that stuff.
Kimchi occurs naturally out here, huh?
I was gonna say, this sounds like some sort of rare jungle delicacy spice thing that would go for big money back on that would like make for like a very expensive seasoning or like spice or something.
Everything comes down to food with us.
Well, I was sent here specifically to like look for that, so
Yeah, no kidding. No, that's right.
Okay, good to know. We'll have to talk about that later. I'm just gonna lean over to the group and just be like, hey, just so you guys know, worst comes to worst, I can cast fly on myself and one other person. So just be aware of that.
I would gladly sacrifice myself for the lives of my friends. But let's
mean-
let's not let it come to that.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know. Val's pretty buff. Maybe I could cast it on her and she could carry you princess style.
Yeah.
What about Paula?
Paula's back at the Lizardman camp. Well, we're just trying to get back there. Then we can get Paula. Then we can get out of here and avoid this creepy two-headed swamp monster of doom
Oh,
situation.
I thought you were talking long term.
No, I meant
We're
just
not-
for right now.
Okay. Well, then let's make this quick. Let's just. I don't know what we're looking for here. Like, it's good to get a lay of the land. Can I make like a? So you mentioned a couple of stuff. Can I make I guess like a survival check to figure? I don't know what I'm looking for here. Possible points of traps, or I don't know what I'm looking for. So you said he doesn't like certain vegetation, and spouts of boiling water, like geysers, erupt.
Yeah. He
Kind of told me everything I'd make a check.
He
for.
basically was trying to describe in character that the Ebersisk hates acid, and then also can control those geysers, hot steaming geysers.
Okay, acid.
It's not exactly nature, but you could do a perception check for a little bit more. There's something really obvious that shouldn't be hard to see.
Not bad. 16?
Yeah, that's way more than necessary. There's a massive cave that is submarine on the other side of this pool of water, on the northeast side of the map. And
The one with the crocodile?
Yes, Stands with Claw says that he believes that's where the Ebersisk lives, in the submarine cave.
Alright, well, we should probably go check that out.
Any way that
I
you
don't-
think like draw him out? Underwater cave's not my scene.
Yeah.
Can we go hunt a bunch of chickens like we're hunting them up in a trot line? Like, will that bring them out? Like, can we go find a whole hog or something?
Well, he says, well, actually, let me double check something real fast before I answer that, because I might have an answer for you. Yeah, Stands with Claw says, well, I guess you probably wouldn't know this, but I have the ability to change shape into a crocodile. So I could definitely help you with whatever is underwater. Only he can do
Okay.
it, though.
I'd rather not make the fight submarine.
Right, I'd rather draw.
Right.
I'm going through. Trying to find if I can come up with a creative solution on my character sheet.
Listen. We can go out. We can hunt, like a deer or something like relatively big, right? Or like fish for a bigger fish or something. And then we can take rope and tie it around the carcass. And then I can have a fly cast it on me, and I'll go right over, like if we can see the cave entrance from above the water, and just dip it in like I'm fishing, right?
Why?
And I'll dip it in to bring it out to us.
Okay, but let's go one step further. How do we make that to our advantage?
Right, so we'll be ready to attack it when it comes out of the water and we're on these little, like, dry areas.
Okay. I'm thinking more of a snare. Do you pick up what I'm putting down?
You want to snare a giant two-headed winged creature?
But I don't know that we can make something that big. We don't have, like, Ewok. Unless, I asked, the fight, or Stands with Claws, do you think your people could make a snare big enough for this thing? Do you think we could booby trap this pool?
Well, he says with many ropes, maybe we could snare it.
Is it like Is rope a resource we have like access to? I kind of like I can detail them real quick. Kind of what I'm thinking of, like a split noose, like using the bait, like what Velmir is talking about, but so that the bait is in the like noose, so it'd create a. I think I have drawing tools, right? Let's talk. Let's talk. So if we drop deer, Velmira. And then we have ropes tied off to trees, right? Kind of thing. Weirdness. I know there's a giant crocodile here, but I'm just spitballing. With the idea of when the thing comes up, it's gonna, breach the water, grab the deer in the noose, at which point we have the hunting party all pull their ropes or whatever to, like, tighten the slip knot around this thing, and then have, like, an anchor rope tied to one of these big trees to keep it from either diving or flying, right?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's smart.
Is that something y'all can do? I ask our shaman.
Yeah. He thinks with a little bit of coordination that could be done. He asks if you have any weapons that could kill such a beast.
Oh, absolutely. We just have to keep it still long enough to just make it easy.
I mean, we can attack it a lot. This also just seems like a big beast.
I just realized that I, for some reason, wasn't able to add all of the bolts, the special dwarven bolts, to Velmira's character sheet, and I apparently never got that fixed.
I saw them. Actually, hold on. They are somewhere. They're in spells, I believe.
They are somewhere. Hold on, Dan. I just took one out.
There are. So they're listed. Dwarven Force Bolt, Plasma Bolt, and Pulse Bolt are listed as cantrips. And if I go into my like managed spells list, so I don't know about inventory, but like we've got access to the description.
Okay, good. Yeah. That's all that we need then. All right. I was concerned that I didn't add that.
No, we got them.
Okay.
I don't know how to delete my drawing without. Oh. I might delete all the photos. Can I try?
No,
would that be annoying? Okay.
We
took everything.
We got the firepower.
Who got the power? Yes.
Did that completely wipe your guys' roll 20? I can't see anything.
Nope.
No, it didn't. I bet you if you refresh, you'll see it again. Yeah, that the Stands with Claw says that is definitely possible. We would need to go back to the village, and he says you're welcome to stay for dinner, and then we will in the morning gather the troops and the supplies and weapons that we would need, and kill the thing, and that any of the loot that it might have, because he suspects that it might have a treasure hoard, is something that you'd be welcome to take, and he wouldn't even want any of it because they don't have a use for it.
Because it's a dragon.
I'll tell you what, man. I like this guy way better than I like the prince. I'm just throwing that out there.
Sure.
This guy seems like a straight shooter and a good guy. That prince, I don't know, man. I can't be like he did intercede with the king. I can't be. He did do right by me when he didn't have to, which is kind of why I, was willing to give him some benefit of doubt. But
yeah, I still have just a grayscale blob. Like I see the background, but everything is gone. Oh well. We'll get it figured out before the fight. Yeah,
it's
my bad.
Funny. I think your character token is gone too.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. It's like it. I definitely have some sort of permission.
That's why you need.
Oh yeah, maybe my token just needs to be broken.
I'll grab it again from the other map.
Interesting.
That's what happened. I didn't know you had.
I've never had the ability to like do that much on Roll20 as a player, so I must have some weird permission or something because I'm a. Yep, that perfect.
Oh, now you're tiny though.
Ooh,
Nah,
can you
it's
make
fine.
Gedlin tiny?
I am a halfling, so.
Gedlin
That's
really tiny. There we go.
Sorry.
Perfect.
That was real. That
That's
was really
about-
funny.
Life size for Gedlin. Okay. I think that's probably all the time we have for tonight. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I think it's because we got a good plan. We just
I've
got
got-
to rally the down.
Yeah, why don't you write down what you want to do, or at least make some note of it so that we can remember. I'll definitely
You-
try to...
Do you want me to put my drawing back?
Yes.
Go for it. I will give you some XP. I'm just going to give you all each 400. I know it's not a lot, but there wasn't a whole lot of fighting today. It was a lot of roleplay, which is okay. I kind of thought I might have gotten to this this spot a little bit faster, but I overestimated how fast I could do it today. So this
It
was
also
part
would
of
have
the
been
plan.
would have been a really big fight. So
It very likely
I think
could,
this makes.
could take an entire session to do a fight like that. I mean, that said, you guys can back out if you want. Oh, that's a great drawing.
How do I delete what I drew?
Grab the pointer and then select what you drew with it, and then hit delete. And that should...
Okay, there we go.
Oh. See, what I did is the same thing I was drawing. Like, if you click on the paintbrush at the bottom, there's clear drawing and text.
That's weird. It really should not have gotten rid of your token. I don't understand why that happened at all.
So it must just be creating, like, I'm creating a token layer.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
And
definitely
yeah,
what's
so
going on.
ooh, yep. Okay.
All
So
right.
I just deleted everything my token was associated with.
That makes sense. Oh, your token is controllable by you. That's why.
It
That's
better be.
Okay. So 400 XP apiece. You'll get considerably more if you defeat the Eversisk, which is not a vanilla creature. It is definitely a really cool homebrew creature. So that
Yeah,
should-
let's go fight a black dragon, guys. Let's do this. We got this.
It does bear some similarities, but it is in fact a different creature. But I can see why you'd say black dragon. It's like the perfect environment for a black dragon.
Well, that picture,
Also, like,
that picture looked exactly like a black dragon.
yeah, like the way the horns and everything were, that was very
Yeah.
black dragony.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
But yeah, I know you like to
It's
make.
cool. I like it.
I like that you like to make your own characters and stuff like that. That's super sweet.
Wait,
I'm hoping this crocodile comes into handy too.
I was thinking we could kill the crocodile and then have Stands with Claws turn into a crocodile and pretend to be that one. So
Oh,
then
I'm
when the
into
guy
that.
comes out, it's like, why is my crocodile attacking me?
I'm in for that. I just don't think he cares about the crocodile.
yeah, I mean, I thought of that. It's a good point. Oh, we got Craig in here. We got Craig in here. Liz, are you gonna grab that recording from Craig?